What is happening, everybody? It's the Miami Football Fanatic here again, and it looks like the Dolphins and Jarvis Landry and his representation are finally going to enter contract extension talks. I was just going through Twitter not long ago and saw a rumor that he was going to start talking about a contract extension, and then I saw Armando Salguero's article, pretty much confirming this. This is just exactly what we've been waiting for, especially what I've been waiting for. Jarvis Landry is just he's my favourite player on the team, one of my favourite players in the whole league. It's just absolutely imperative that we got this contract extension done, and now both sides are just moving closer to getting this done. So, sources say the team and Jarvis Landry's representation are already in preliminary talks, or they're about to start talks. Neither side is going to say, who's starting their negotiations, but the goal is that the receiver gets signed beyond this season, obviously. In other words, we really don't want to have a repeat of what happened with Olivier Vernon. We let him hit the open market, and he absolutely bolted. You could imagine if we still had Olivier Vernon now, how much better our defense would be and things like that. But can't worry about the past, but you never know what could have been if Vernon stayed with the team. This is great news for the team, and especially Landry, who's a step closer to getting paid. And that's good news for us, as we're finally convinced that we have a player on the roster that we can completely trust. After his second season, you could have seen that, but now after having him with the team for 4 years and seeing what he's about, the team wants to go ahead and give him a nice contract. And Landry just really has handled himself incredibly well during this whole process. He's handled himself like a professional. He's watched other teammates, get paid by the Dolphins. He's watched players from other teams join the team and get paid. And this has all happened while he's been getting paid around $900,000 a year. He's getting $894,000 this year, so definitely deserves to get paid the way that man plays. Landry, in fact, just watched our team just dole out multiple mega $1 million deals. So this is exactly what Landry's had coming to him. And finally, the Dolphins, though, they weren't really certain how Landry was going to fit with Parker. The team has, we already paid Kenny Stills a 4-year, $32 million contract, and because the Dolphins believe both Landry and Parker could command number one receiver money, they wanted to see, mostly how well Parker played this season, while, monitoring how Jarvis Landry paid, and, deciding whether or not they wanted to give Landry the number one receiver money, or if Parker deserved it in the future. And the fact is, while Landry showed the team everything that's been needed to see, Devontae Parker has struggled this year, with injuries and just inconsistent play, and just confidence, and there's just seems like there's too many stumbles with Parker. There's too many barriers that are keeping him from being that elite receiver that he can be, that he knows he can be, the team knows he can be, and all us fans know he can be. But he just can't seem to get over the hump. It just might take getting to I hate to say it, but it might take changing scenery for him to blossom into that receiver that we know he can be. This year he's only averaged 3 catches per game, which is down a little bit from last year. He had 3.5 last year. He's averaging 11 yards per reception, down from 13 yards last year. And Parker, he's only scored 1 touchdown this year after what's it been, 13 games, 13 or 14 games. He scored 4 last year. So Parker, he hasn't proven that he's a number one receiver, and he'll have to play at that level next season if he wants to get paid like a number one receiver, in 2019. He's gonna have to prove it the next 3 games and next season that he's worth re-signing. And don't forget, he is a first round pick, so there's always that 5th round option there to pick up if we need to do that. So the number one receiver money is available right now, and meanwhile it is destined for Landry, who leads the team with 88 receptions and 8 touchdowns. So that Jarvis Landry definitely deserves that number one receiver money. And as Adam Gay said, good players, no matter what, what other teams do against them, they always find a way to get open, which is what Landry has done all season. Getting double teamed by the Patriots. Facing double teams all year. Facing tough coverage. Playing in the slot. He's incredibly physically demanding, and Jarvis Landry, as we've seen since his rookie year, he's just as tough as they come. So he's just proven that with his play that he can just handle anything that's thrown at him. But with all this said, it really doesn't guarantee that a deal can get done with Jarvis Landry. I really want to see it get done. I'm hoping, probably won't in the next few days, but maybe the next few weeks, or maybe after the end of the season. I'm not so sure what the re-signing deadline is in the NFL. I'm not sure, because I know what it is in the NBA, but I'm not sure about the NFL. But I'm pretty sure you could negotiate the whole season and through the off season. Not really sure, but hoping they get it done. So yeah, awesome news for the Dolphins. Awesome news for Jarvis Landry and the receiving core. Hoping they get this done. Really thinking it's probably going to be around, definitely should be a 5-year contract, considering, how elite of a receiver he is and how old he is. I think he's only 24, 25 at the moment, so he's still a young guy. I think 25. I think he came in at 21, and he's, it's his 4th year, so he should be around 24, 25, but definitely deserves a 5-year contract and around 50 million, maybe 55 mil. He definitely has warranted that kind of contract. But Jarvis Landry, want to see this guy back with the team. Just imperative to the culture and everything that we've been building towards. Alrighty guys, fins up baby. Hopefully Jarvis Landry's back with the team for another 4 or 5 years. And don't forget, as always, fins up baby.